So on Sunday, I visited my home family down in Ebie, like in Osaka City itself, and my welcome meal was Sukiyaki, and yaki generally means grilled, and this is just a whole lot of things put together, but it's really, really good. So I want to try doing that for my meal of the week and share how to do it with you too. So let's do this. Okay, so our ingredients. You have your onions, which are just chopped as usual. Beef, looking good. And then there's this, which is some sort of soy sauce that is generally used for flavor. Like how we use water and things and then put spices. These guys use this. And then store-bought noodles. Then my Kenyan spices, yay! Garam masala up in the house, the Najira, beef masala, of course. And then these, I'm not really sure what they are. They look like mushrooms, and I thought they'd taste good with the meal, so I got them. And then oranges, which are definitely not part of the ingredients, but I thought the orange juice would taste good with the meal. And then, carrots are also not part of this meal, but I'm half Kikuyu, so hey, I gotta have carrots. And then I bought this cool carrot and potato peeler that is just made for my left hand, which makes my life so much easier. And then to our veggies, we have some kind of mushroom looking thingies, sweet corn, and my cabbage, a lot of cabbage in there. So with that, you're pretty much ready to cook a sukiyaki meal. Okay, so we start right off. This is not a grill, but it's not an exam either. We start off with our onions, throw those in there. And the thing I noticed about this whole sukiyaki meal is that eventually everything goes in kind of like at the same time. There's no real distinction, mfuatilio, as we like to do in Kenya. And you don't really wait for the onions to brown. They'll just cook as you go along. And by the way, this is purely from observation, so it's not a certified recipe. And then in goes my spices. As you can see, there are no onions. Not onions, but tomatoes. Because, hey, I guess that's just how life is. I wish you could smell it already. It smells really good. Then now, our beef. And how the beef works actually is like you throw it onto the side so that you can turn it. God, I hope I put enough oil. And then as it cooks, you add the rest of it. So you continue to add your beef, turn it as it needed. And as you can see, my chopstick. And then it usually depends. 1 minute I'll be so good with these things. And then the next it just refuses. Oh, sorry. See, now it's refused. Then it kubalis. And as you see, your onions are still frying, and that is why you don't really wait for for them to completely brown when you're still there. And at this point, I think I shall add my beef masala. That's too much. Oh well. Life is hard. So as your beef cooks, you can add in your carrots, because anyway everything will get on there eventually. So you might as well just get the party started as soon as you possibly can. And then bunch that up all to the side to allow space for your beef to cook. Okay, so at this point, I'm gonna put in my mushroom looking things in there. And so as the last of your beef fries, you can now put in your noodles. Yeah? Put those in there and get them cooking. They're very rubbery. They feel rubbery and they're fat, as you can see. And they make a good meal. So you throw that in there and get it to cook with the rest of your stuffs. And it's interesting, like how they do it is that once like this is in there, and when they get cooked, like they get cooked in 2 or so minutes, you can start eating right off the bat. You can start serving, and as you go along, you add. Now I'm putting in that soy sauce looking thing that is not really soy sauce, and you put in a good chunk of it, like you just go on, and you go on, and you go on. Like they use so much of that stuff, I was confused. As you can see, like it's halfway done, but like it's good for the flavor. It's very nice. So you mix it all up in there and get it tasting good and wait for it to finish cooking. Okay, then finally when it's all in there and it's looking yummy, you put in your vegetables, because you don't want these too cooked. Obviously, didn't we learn that somewhere, that do not overcook your vegetables? They will not have the vitamins you require. So as you can see, this is quite the meal. And then again, you mix it all up. Then I didn't know how to remove the corn from the cob, because it's really, really soft. See mahindi ati vile uta, you'll pluck them with your fingers. So like I cut them with a knife, and then they were all, you know, they came out all stuck together like that. Well, that's life. You make do inenda kwa tumbo. It doesn't need to look pretty. So you mix that up, and your sukiyaki is almost ready to serve. As you can see, I obviously need a bigger pan. But this is the biggest I could find. It looks good, doesn't it? Let's look from this angle. Okay. But it's all like all gonna come down. So you know these things normally shrink. So get it in there. Finally, now my own twist. I'm gonna throw in some orange juice in there and hope it just does not spoil my meal. And pretty much there you have it, your sukiyaki meal. And it's best served with raw egg. Like you take a bowl, crack a raw egg into it, and then, you know, serve this meal. When I first did it, I couldn't get it out of my head that I was eating raw egg. So I'm not gonna do it with mine, but you can if you're like into raw egg. So there you go. You've learned how to make sukiyaki, and I have my meal for the week. Cheers! Until next time.